When you look at a multi-time champion, it is easy to assume they run on a different operating system, waking up every day fueled by an endless, unbreakable supply of raw motivation. But staying relentlessly disciplined is actually far easier when you have a massive, terrifying deadline staring back at you. When you have an imposing physical standard to meet on a public stage, the sheer panic of failure handles the work of keeping you focused. The real crisis hits the moment that looming external target is achieved or removed entirely. Without that date, the primary engine driving you out of bed at dawn simply disappears. Relying on a massive looming event reveals a dangerous reality. Your willpower is anchored to a temporary deadline, not to your actual character. Without a competition forcing your hand, you naturally begin to justify skipping deliberate discomforts. You decide you no longer need the freezing water, the early alarm, or the extra cardio. This triggers a process called the slow drift. Abandoning one small, difficult habit subtly begins to erode the trust you have in yourself. As one compromised standard leads to another, the sharp, confident persona of a champion gradually softens into a disorganized, lesser version of the person you used to be. This data reflects a steady, incremental slide as the daily inputs dry up. It shows how discipline degrades over time once the pressure of the deadline is released. To arrest this slide, you have to figure out how to maintain elite execution when the world-class deadline is gone forever. Correcting the drift requires a better definition of the problem. True laziness occurs when you fail to align your actions in unmotivated moments with the values you hold when you are at your best. Since you cannot just try harder to bridge that gap, you have to build a daily vehicle, a physical structure designed to force that alignment every morning. This starts with deliberate isolation, waking up at 5:30 a.m. to capture the absolute stillness before the chaotic demands of the outside world begin stirring. This early hour creates a rare environment where slowing down and gathering your thoughts is possible, providing a distraction-free window to set your intent. Establishing this initial moment of alignment builds the psychological momentum needed to face the rest of the day with composure. The routine works by completely eliminating decision fatigue. When you are tired and vulnerable, the system makes the choices for you. This requires strict standardization, eating repetitive meals, isolating yourself from your phone and social media until a scheduled time. During this steady, repetitive physical act of morning cardio, you learn to replace mindless distraction with deep, targeted mental rehearsal. This visualization forces the body to physically experience the emotional weight and the explosive joy of a victory well before it ever happens. Subjecting yourself to that emotional state in advance rewires your expectations. Once your body feels like it has already lived the accomplishment, you execute the required physical steps with absolute confidence. Systematizing the morning creates an architecture that automates success, removing the need to rely on the daily fluctuations of your willpower. You have to accept that raw motivation is entirely fleeting. It cannot be relied upon to sustain you over the long term. Human nature and the modern environment will always pull you toward the immediate comfort of the easy choice. Executing hard, small tasks in the morning serves a specific purpose. It is an active exercise to strengthen the mental muscle of delayed gratification. Every time you keep a small promise to yourself in the face of discomfort, you lay down another brick in a foundation of unshakable self-respect. Each completed step sends a message to your subconscious. You are a person who does exactly what you claim you will do. This diagram illustrates the transition from a drive based on external achievement to one rooted in your core identity. Under this framework, you don't need a world-class deadline to justify upholding world-class standards. These standards form a permanent foundation, outlasting any single victory. True discipline is the quiet, daily choice to align your actions with the person you've decided to be, long after the deadline has passed and the applause has faded.